Okay guys, welcome to another episode of Bobby's World. Remember to like and subscribe the video. The more likes and subscribes I get, once I reach 1,000, I'm giving away a $50 gift certificate to Apple or Google Play Store. So please hit that subscribe button. Let's get it up. So we're looking at some cool new things, right? I mean, so much is getting ready to change in the game. We just see so much happening every day. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. So update coming soon. So I wanted to talk about this, the new Alliance War game mode. So there is just so much circulating about this. They just dropped 2 new videos. They have a preview video and then they have a walkthrough video. So we're going to watch both those. I'll let the video play through the first time and then I'll kind of go back and, look and see if there's any like little sneak peeks that we see. 2 new playable characters, which is the Wakandan team. So Siri's going to be that. Well, actually, Siri's going to be the legendary event, so it's probably going to be the other 2 characters on the Wakandan team that are going to come out. So that will be really cool. Siri's going to be, it's confirmed that she's going to be the Spideyverse team to unlock her, so get your Spideyverse up. You should have 3 characters at 5 stars or higher already. So you just have to get Carnage and Green Goblin. And I know, oh my god, that sounds like a feat because you can't get them at all right now. But rumor has it that Green Goblin's going to become more farmable, probably in a node or something like that. And then Carnage supposedly is going to be in the new Alliance War store. So that will be really great. So if your guild or your alliance does really good in Alliance War, you might be able to unlock them to 5 stars really fast. So that's the new and exciting update coming. So let's watch this preview video. But that is our first video. So that's just the preview video. Then they had a walkthrough video. I haven't seen this video yet. So I really want to see this video. Alright, sorry about that. I had to calm down my little girl. Alright, so I haven't seen this video yet. I'm super excited. I want to see what's in this. Hopefully it gives us a really good walkthrough.
How you doing, my friends? So glad to see you back. Now, here on this channel, we cover, comics, games, movies, just all things geeky here in one little package. Now, I've partnered up with Fox Next to bring you the 3rd episode of Marvel Strike Force Update. And if you've never played Marvel Strike Force, well then I am so sorry for you, because this game is a great way to live your childhood dreams of seeing your favorite superheroes and supervillains go head-to-head in some 5v5 strategic action. Now, this update brings us the biggest thing that has come to this game so far. You heard that right, the biggest yet. This is an all-new strategic PvP game mode that's been over a year in the making. So without further ado, Alliance War. Now, I'm gonna break down what it is, how to do it, and even suggest a few ways to try to make the most out of your own wars. So, here we go. Alliance War is the much anticipated mode that has been seen on the main screen for many months now, with players curious of when we'll get it and what it will be. Well, when you'll learn about it is now, and what it is this. Alliance War will pit 2 alliances against one another, each in control of their own shield helicarriers, defended by their own alliance members, and earning valuable rewards, and to take your collection to the next level. So score more points than the opposing alliance before time runs out, and you win. The helicarriers are made up of 12 different rooms to defend. Each room can support 2 players from the alliance to defend the room. Now, each player is responsible for up to 8 defensive slots in the room, with each slot being a team of 5. So that means you can place up to 40 characters, and this is where you get to use all those teams you started to build up to tackle different trait nodes. So every hero counts in Alliance War, and if your alliance comes up just a little short-staffed, Never fear, because shield has got your back. Any slots that you can't or don't fill will be filled with a shield minion team. Setting up a good defense is important, yes, but the real excitement comes from attacking your opponents. Each player starts the war with 2 attacks, and with energy refilling every couple of hours for a total of 8 for the duration of the war. The balance between defense and attack is where strategy starts. Even before your first attack, any characters you choose to set defending a room cannot be used to attack the opposing alliance. So, choose wisely. The first attacks of the war will only be able to target the 3 flight deck rooms at the top of the helicarriers. Once both player squads have been fully defeated, the adjacent rooms to the left and the right will then be open to attack. To move deeper into the helicarrier, only one player needs to be defeated, so progression in the war is super important. But let's not forget the goal here, scoring points. Each character you knock out in a battle, excluding summoned ones, will earn you 1 point. Once you defeat both players in a room, you'll also gain the points for that room, with the point values varying with the more important rooms, like the bridge being worth much more. Once the 24-hour war timer is up, all of the points earned by both alliances then get tallied, and the alliance with the most points wins. The rewards earned will be sent to your inbox, and if all of this has you left wondering, war, huh? What is it good for? Well, don't fret, because you'll be fighting for war and elite war credits, which can be used in the war store to purchase characters and gear. The war store will be the main source of orange gear. Now we've got how Alliance War works out of the way, here's some tips on how to try to make the most out of your wars. I cannot stress enough how important smart strategy is for Alliance War. Just like how Blitz, Arena, and Raid require different strategies and planning, war is just a whole new world to figure out. Raw power is useful and will get things done, but you have to make sure to plan and strategize within your alliance, because raw power can be beaten with a coordinated strategy. Coordinating who will defend which room and with what teams is huge. First big tip, medbay, barracks, and the armory are all important rooms to focus on. These are 3 rooms that apply global buffs to all of your defending characters. Make sure to have them well defended. I'd suggest having your stronger players defend them, or even just making sure that whoever does defend them has enough characters to fill up the defense slots to higher power than the shield minion teams. Whichever alliance members are using their biggest teams to defend these rooms should attack the easier rooms in your opponent's helicarrier. An important strategy is to take out your opponent's global buffs early in a war, because as soon as those rooms are defeated, those buffs go away for the rest of the war. Second big tip. Your teams on defense are controlled by the AI, so keep that in mind when assigning defense for a team that could more easily be automated. Teams that rely on minions like Fury, or just straightforward teams like the Defenders, would be pretty useful on defense. As for attacking, if you don't have tons of high-powered characters, you're in luck, because you don't have to use a full team of 5 for an attack. Another big tip here is it might be smarter to send in a couple strong characters into a room if it's mainly defended by shield minions for easy cleanup. Like, if you have X-Bones at a high power level, sending him in for his ultimate could be a useful strategy. Similarly, utilizing Gamora's attacks to take out multiple minions in a turn, combined with Thanos giving her energy on every enemy kill, could chain more attacks effectively. But be careful, because just like how once a character is defending a room, a character is only able to attack once. So as a player, you can try out small groups of powerful characters to see what situations they're most useful in. If you're in a jam, look to team synergies across your whole collection, as you might find new useful combos for certain strategies. Biggest tip of all though, is smart strategy matters most. You can't just have your alliance rush in with all their most powerful characters and expect to win. Balancing your offense and defense will give you the best chance at winning. So there it is, your first look into Alliance War and how to tackle it. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Marvel Strike Force Update, and if you're new to the channel, I hope you subscribe. And if you still haven't played Marvel Strike Force yet, you can go ahead and fix that. There's a link down in the description below. You can download it there. And if you got any questions, hit me up in the comments.
Remember that one of the big things about this mode is certain characters are going to get a boost. So, for instance, we have War Machine right here. He's going to get a boost when he attacks during this mode, which is a really big and key thing. So you're going to want to have him on your offense, not set to defense. The other person that you'll probably want to team him up with is Iron Man, because he gives boosts. And this girl right here, Captain Marvel, right? She gets boosts as well with any military heroes. So you'll be able to have him with them. And then Captain America, because he's a military hero and he works with Iron Man. And then you stick somebody like Black Widow or maybe Vision to debuff people like, you know, the Fury Squad, who's going to be on a lot of people's defenses. So this team right here could be a major offense team in this new Alliance War game mode. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this lineup. This is the first real picture we get to see of how you set up your defense for these rooms. So really big key things that we learn about these rooms is they're movable. So this bridge room here, which is 200 points, you could have it at the end, so they have to clear out all the rooms before they get to it. Or you could put it in the beginning, because if you put your highest defensive team in there, they're going to have a hard time getting through it. They're not going to get all these 50-point rooms. They're going to have a hard time getting through it, and you got to hope that they don't beat that 200-point room, because obviously that's a lot of points to give up to the other team. But they might waste all their teams getting through it, and then you'll be good to go. So it's a lot of strategy. You can move these rooms throughout. The points, so you get points for knocking out characters. You get 1 point per character. But if you knock out a whole room, then you get a bonus 50 points like the security room. Or if you knock out their bridge, you get 200 points. And if you knock out their reactor room, you get 100 points. So this is the first look that we get to see. And certain rooms are going to give bonuses to certain teams as well. So you can use that as an advantage. Then we get to see the first reward system. So now we're looking at this reward system, and we get to see every time you take out a person, you're going to get a point. And every time you take out people, you're going to get raid, kind of tokens that you can use in the store. And these store items are going to give you the ability to unlock orbs, and it looks like characters. So not just, characters like the arena. We're also going to see an orb that we're going to be able to open. And this, as they said, is going to be the major orange materials location to be able to get all those orange mats that you need for tier 13 and tier 12. So it's very, very good being able to get that very far. There is another, I don't know if you look at the top right here, there is another credit. So I'm guessing those credits might be something that you get as you win the overall Alliance War. And I'm guessing those credits are what you would use to unlock characters that will be in the Alliance store. One of the characters that we've heard being rumored as being in this Alliance store would be Carnage. So that would be really, really cool as well. Okay, so another big feature in this is each room is going to have 2 players defending it. So you can only, as a player, I can only defend one room. So it's not like you can just have everyone put their Fury team into one room and the bridge will be protected by, 16 Fury teams. No. Each player only gets one room, and you get 2 players per room. So in other words, your bridge, your sacred 200-point bridge, may be defended by your 2 strongest CP players in your alliance, so that bridge is really hard to take over. You can also move the rooms strategically, so if you want the armory in the back because it gives bonuses to all the other people, then it will be harder to take out. Same with putting the bridge first. Maybe you want to do that because it's the strongest defense you have, and if they can't beat your first thing, then they're not going to be able to beat your alliance in the Alliance War. So those are some strategies that you could kind of think about. But 2 players per room. So right now, this is showing the armory room. You have 8 slots for each player to fill with teams. So even if one of your players was super strong, say he had a CP of over 4 million, he can only use his top 8 teams or whatever 8 teams he wants to use. He will not be able to help you out on your side. your side will have to be filled with 8 of your teams. And if you don't have 8 strong enough teams, or you say you only have 4 teams that you want to put on defense, then the other 4 slots or 3 slots or however many are left will be filled with a 15,000 overall power of shield minions. So you don't want to do that. You want to fill all 8 with some type of team because they're most likely going to, at this point in the game, be stronger than the shield minions. So that's very big. That means you're going to have 40 total characters. Each of you, both players, will have 40 characters on defense. That leaves you, most people probably have 80 characters unlocked in the game. So that leaves you with 40 characters to attack with. So it's very, very, very important to not go all in on one. Like, don't go all in on defense, because then you'll have no characters or no strength to attack with on offense. And same other way. You don't want everything on offense and have nothing to be able to do in defense. So this is very big. It's going to be very strategy based. It's going to take a lot of time. The leaders of alliances are going to pull their hairs out because it is going to be absolutely insane. What if somebody joins the wrong room? Now you got to rearrange all your rooms and try and figure out what's going to be best. So I just can only imagine in the beginning how much of a headache this is going to be for alliance leaders who are trying to systematically plan a good defense. It's very scary to see what they end up doing. And just remember, if you place a team on defense, they can't go on offense. And when you attack with any of your teams, they can only be used once. So if you take out a team and you still have your Fury team full health, doesn't matter. You can't use them again. You already took out a team. So it's very, very important that you use them sparingly. And I will say this. They gave really good advice in this video. If you have, if you see a room that's filled with the shield minion characters that are all weak and everything, use one of your strong characters, so like a Crossbones, and use his AoE to take all of them out, because they're only 3,000 each. If you have a 30,000 Crossbones, he can easily survive even any of their attacks multiple times, and then he can use his AoE to blow up all of them, get rid of them, and now you only wasted one character, and you took out one whole team. That is extremely good advice, so I would definitely use that. Okay, so when you launch the raid, right, or the alliance war, these are the first rooms that are going to open up to you. Whatever these top 3 rooms are, that's what's going to open up to you. Now, as the defense, you can choose which rooms these are. As an offense, you can attack any one of these 3 rooms. In order to move on to the next room, so say Flight Deck 1 is the first one you attacked. In order to open up the one that's right below Flight Deck 1, you have to defeat one whole player. You don't have to defeat the whole room, although it'd be nice because you get a 50-point bonus. But in order to unlock that next room, all you have to do is beat one player of 8 teams. So just one side of that bar. So you do not have to complete the whole thing. So it may be in your best interest to knock out one player, unlock all the rooms, and then go back and see what rooms you can finish off. Or vice versa. Maybe you think it's more important to knock out all the rooms as you go. It's up to you how you decide to attack. But that's how you unlock another room, is by defeating one of the 2 players. So it's very, very important to know. Okay, so one of the tips that they went over in this video that I thought was super, super important and could have been missed pretty easily watching the video is the barracks, the med bay, and the armory rooms are going to give buffs to all your characters in all your other rooms. So they're very important to protect. Now he says to put your strongest people in there. You have to be careful with that, because the reactor room and the bridge give the most points as a bonus for beating those rooms. So there's 5 rooms really that you need to try and defend very well. That's the reactor room, the bridge, and then these three, the barracks, medbay, and armory. So it's very, very important that you understand that those are very crucial to winning Alliance War. So I thought that was something that needed to be specified a little more. Alright, so we just saw the video. There's some great things in there that we learned, and there's some scary things that we learned. So, my worst fear, 40 of your characters have to be used on defense. You're only allowed one person, or well, two people per room, if I understood that correctly. So that means you're really going to have, as a alliance leader, this is going to be a headache. Making sure people join the right room. Because, I mean, we already have issues with people going down the wrong lanes, right? So now let's just add another thing that people can get confused about and join the wrong room. And think about it, if one of your weak people joins, you know, your bridge room and puts a bunch of weak characters defending it, then you're really screwed. You're going to have to surround all those surrounding rooms with super strong people. So it could be very complicated very fast. That's a big deal. That seems weird to me that you can only put all your characters in one room. So, like, if I have, you know, a Fury team and I want to put them in the, if I want to put them in the bridge, but then I want to put the Brotherhood in another room, I can't do that. I can only put my characters in that one room. So that's crazy to me. So 40 characters defend a room. If there's 2 people per room, if I understood that video, that means you're going to be putting about 20 to 30 people on defense. 20 people, that's big. That's a lot of teams in there. So, I mean, that means 4 teams. So look for teams. Your best defense is probably going to be defenders and the Fury team. And then your best offense is going to be Guardians and Brotherhood. So, I mean, that's just straightforward thinking off the top of my head on how this works. As you saw, one other tip that he didn't bring up is you can arrange the rooms differently. So if you want to put your bridge all the way down at the bottom and, you know, maybe your all your little points at the top, then you can do that. Or if you want to put your bridge first up top because it's your hardest and defended room, they can't get very far down and get all those little 50-point rooms. So a lot of strategy is going to go into this. If you put a hard defense on the top 3 rooms, then they can't get any of the points at the bottom. Whereas if you put all your strong rooms, or like your bridge and your other room that gets 100 points, if you put that at the bottom, then they're going to be able to take out those easier rooms on their way down to it and get more points. So it's really going to just depend on how strong you're going to be able to make your bridge and your other high-powered rooms so that you can make sure that the points don't get messed up there. You don't lose too many points or let them get too far. So, I mean, this is a game changer. It's really going to be something that when it rolls out, you're going to have a hard time adapting to it in the beginning, and you're really going to have to look out for it. I'm going to make a video as soon as it launches on how my alliance kind of strategized everything out and what I think is the best strategy for Alliance War. So look out for that. Let me know what you guys think about Alliance War, what you thought about the video and what they had to say. I feel like it's going to be a good thing. I'm excited for it. I think it will be a really big part of this game. I'm hoping the store gives us a lot of the characters that we don't have access to farm right now. So that being, you know, Carnage, Green Goblin, really a lot of these characters that are not farmable right now. I'd like to see them be put in that store. Another one might be some of the Brotherhood characters like Pyro or Sabretooth. Sabretooth would be a really big one. I'd really like to see him go in that store. And maybe some of these new characters, these Wakandan characters as well that are coming out. And they're not going to be farmable in the beginning as well. So really excited to see what they do with this. Let me know what you guys think below. what you think is going to be the best strategy, what you think is going to be fun about it. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what